So really another question that a lot of people have is like the meaning behind songs. So my thought was always like, Ethan makes songs. He's like in his room, like playing, doing whatever you do, and then he's like, oh shoot, I could put some words to this and make a song. I'm like, some of them maybe don't have all that much meaning, but then they gain meaning from like the meaning that you give them either in post or like while you're figuring them out. You're like, oh, this actually kind of does mean something to me.
You're absolutely right with that. Like,
but yeah, one in particular that I'm wondering about the meaning from is don't question.
Don't question.
If that one actually did have any meaning before going into it.
Yeah, no, for sure. That one, the words did come early on, which, you know, like you were saying, like, me just like coming up with like the music part and then like, oh, maybe I could put some words to this. Definitely more so like that. But then every once in a while, you know, like the words come with the melody at the same time, and that's, you know, always a blessing. But yeah, don't question. That was really just an idea of like, you know, a couple like trying to like find common ground and like trust each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously this is like really vague, but it's just how, you know, it was written. Yeah, kind of like the guy who's like singing to the girl. He's just saying, you know, like, you have nothing to worry about. Like, don't, like, I got you.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's saying, like, don't question my love because, you know, I'm here for you.
Yeah. She's out there trying to question.
Yeah.
Oh, trifling eye.
Well, and so I will say but like the meaning has changed as I've gotten older and like through the process of like, you know, finalizing it in the album. Like, no, she does have every right to question if she does. Like, you know, trust is like, you know, you're holding each other accountable.
Yeah. You should give no reason to question, though.
Well,
that's really what it comes down to. Like in a healthy relationship, there should be no questioning. It should be a fact of a matter, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about the bottom line. Right?
Exactly.
So I think at a certain point it became more of like an aspirational, like almost mantra to say, like, I want to be the kind of person where you don't have to question.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where it ended up.
Beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
So that was one also. Terminal Mist. I'm so interested to hear. I'm just kind of listing off like my favorites, but Terminal Mist, I'm so interested to hear the backstory behind that one.
Yeah, so I would say in terms of like the meaning, that one is way more like artistic. It's way more up to interpretation what it's like about to you.
Yeah.
But for me, like that's where the album began. Like that was the first like recording I had, was me sitting at the terminal in the airport before, like I had just landed in New York before going to Croatia with my friend and everything.
Really?
So like the last song was the first one that I had just like a recording for. And it's just like the spirit of adventure. Like you're in the airport, you know, you're ready to go on this journey. And the lyrics have to do with, you know, like finding the West Coast and like, you know, it's like throughout the album, there's been like this character, like Alto Pablo, like journeying.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, Terminal Mist.
That's kind of funny to me, though. You say finding the West Coast when first you went up the East Coast and then you're going even
had
further
nothing to do
east.
with where I actually was. No, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. It's kind of funny how you create like stories behind the album in your mind. Like absolutely irrelated to what was actually going on.
Yeah, I'm all about creative license because like
100%.
I mean, luckily there was like stool luckily
something you can put your foot on.
You try to say cool stuff and then stool comes out.
Yeah, that's how words are made though.
Yeah, luckily there was cool stuff like going on in my life at that time, but even then like I was writing about, you know, it was like inspiration for these other things that, you know, weren't like actually happening, other than like Mostar, which was like more like biographical almost.
Yeah, that one
like,
actually was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being in that city.
Dude, that's dope.